Welcome to UG Media TV. Today, we're going to explore one of the darkest chapters of European colonialism, the story of King Leopold II of Belgium and his brutal rule over the Congo Free State. This is a tale of exploitation, greed, and inhumanity that continues to haunt us. King Leopold II, driven by an insatiable lust for power and wealth, saw an entire nation as nothing more than a resource to be exploited. Under his rule, the Congo Free State became a hell on earth for its people. Millions of Congolese were forced into labor camps and subjected to brutal working conditions. Those who resisted or failed to meet quotas were often killed or maimed. The exploitation was so severe that the population of the Congo fell from 20 million to 10 million during Leopold's reign. Despite the severity of these atrocities, many people today are unaware of King Leopold II and his actions in the Congo. The legacy of his reign is still felt in the Congo and throughout the world, making it a story that deserves to be told. To understand the horrors that took place under King Leopold II, we need to start at the beginning of his reign in the late 19th century. During this time, European powers were scrambling to colonize Africa, exploiting its resources and people for economic gain. King Leopold II of Belgium, a cunning and ambitious ruler, saw this as an opportunity to build his own wealth and power. He believed Belgium needed a colony like other European powers and saw the potential for enormous wealth in Africa's natural resources. Leopold's ambitions were not limited to economic gain. He was also motivated by a deep-seated racism. He viewed black people as inferior and believed they needed European guidance to develop. This racist ideology provided the justification for the brutal exploitation of the Congo and its people. Leopold chose the Congo, a vast region in Central Africa, for its abundant natural resources, including rubber, ivory, and minerals. In 1876, he established the International African Association, a so-called philanthropic organization aimed at promoting scientific research and humanitarianism in Africa. He claimed his mission was to bring civilization and Christianity to the people of Africa, but his true motives were purely economic. In 1879, Leopold hired explorer Henry Morton Stanley to establish Belgian control over the Congo River Basin. Stanley signed treaties with local chiefs that seemingly established trade agreements and alliances, but in reality, these treaties gave Leopold control over the land and its resources. By 1885, Leopold had established a vast territory of over 900,000 square miles, which he claimed as his personal property, not a colony of Belgium. He called it the Congo Free State, a misleading name given the lack of freedom for its people. Leopold ruled the Congo Free State as his personal property, with the Congolese serving as his subjects. His reign was marked by terror and brutality. The primary focus was the rubber trade, and the Congolese were forced to work in rubber plantations under horrific conditions. Those who failed to meet quotas were beaten, mutilated, or killed. Leopold also exploited the Congolese for copper and diamond mining, and forced labor on construction projects like the Matadi-Kinshasa Railway, which claimed thousands of lives due to disease, starvation, and brutal conditions. Leopold employed a private army, the Force Publique, to enforce his rule. This army was notorious for its brutality, committing horrific acts of violence against Congolese men, women, and children. Tactics included cutting off hands of those who failed to meet quotas and holding family members hostage. Conflicts between different ethnic groups were instigated to further destabilize the region and create an environment of fear and mistrust. The Congo Free State became known as a place of unspeakable horror. Reports of atrocities reached Europe and the United States, sparking outrage and condemnation. The public outcry led to the formation of the Congo Reform Association, a group of activists campaigning for an end to the atrocities. Despite this, Leopold attempted to justify his actions by portraying himself as a benevolent leader bringing civilization and progress to a backward and uncivilized people. These justifications were mere excuses for exploitation and oppression. One of the most infamous incidents during Leopold's reign was the massacre of the people of Lusanga in 1895. When villagers failed to meet an impossible rubber quota, agents killed over 300 people, including women and children. They then cut off the hands of the dead and forced survivors to carry them as proof of the killings. Leopold's agents also brought diseases like smallpox and sleeping sickness, decimating the population and destroying the social and economic fabric of Congolese society. It is estimated that up to 10 million people died as a result of Leopold's policies, approximately half the population of the Congo at the time. The horrors of the Congo Free State were exposed by brave individuals like journalist Edmund Morel and missionary Roger Casement. Morel noticed the exploitation while working for a Liverpool-based trading company and founded the Congo Reform Association in 1904. Casement, appointed British consul for the Congo Free State in 1901, documented widespread torture, mutilation, and murder in his report, which brought international attention to the atrocities. Leopold's reign ended in 1908 when Belgium took over the administration of the colony in response to global outrage. However, the Congolese continued to suffer under Belgian colonial rule until the mid-20th century. Congolese activists such as Simon Kimbang and Patrice Lumumba fought against oppression. Kimbangu, a Christian preacher, was arrested and imprisoned by colonial authorities, dying in 1951. Lumumba, who led the country to independence in 1960, was overthrown in a coup d'état shortly after taking office, but remains celebrated for his fight for Congolese rights. Leopold's legacy in Belgium is mixed. He is remembered as a visionary leader who transformed Belgium into a modern industrialized nation, but also as a ruler whose actions in the Congo have been widely criticized as genocidal. The resilience and bravery of the Congolese people in resisting brutal colonial rule are a testament to their strength and spirit. As we reflect on this dark chapter in history, we must acknowledge the ongoing legacy of colonialism and its impact on the world today. Confronting the past and working toward justice and reconciliation is essential to building a more equitable and just future for all. Thank you for joining us today. Remember to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions on history and its impact on our world.